Hello and welcome back. Historically, Indiana's baseball program has struggled, but that changed in the middle part of the last decade when the man to my right here was named the new head baseball coach, Tracy Smith. He's turned around the program, a consistent entrant in the Big Ten tournament, a Big Ten champion in 2009, sending multiple players to professional baseball, multiple first-round draft picks, head coach of the Indiana Hoosiers, Tracy Smith. And Coach, speak to why you ultimately chose to come to Indiana. You were very successful at Miami, one of the most highly regarded mid-major coaches in the country, and you made Indiana your choice.
Well, I mean, it's a great question, and it's one of those that I would never speak ill of Miami because that was such a huge part of my life, and as not only a coach, but I met my wife there, as I think we have a little something in common about Oxford, Ohio. But, you know, as far as the baseball, I thought at that time, and my thinking was we had taken it as far as it can go, and I wanted to be somewhere. I'd been in Indiana as an assistant in the mid-'90s and early '90s, and I knew that you could win there. And I wanted to be at a place, and I always say this, and that if you did well, you would hear about it, and if you didn't do well, you would hear about it. And that is certainly the fans here at Indiana. The people are very passionate about all of their sports, not just baseball. And that was something that I just felt like I want to be in a BCS, a big-time conference where people really care.
You were actually a remarkable player. You played minor league baseball for the Durham Bulls the year that the movie Bull Durham came out. You actually had a little stint on the Today Show to coincide with the release of the movie, and then you went on to scout school. How did that professional experience help you as a coach?
Well, I think you know, it was unbelievable for my professional training because a lot of our philosophies that we use now are very similar to what we did when I was a player professionally, and it's very, you know, keep it simple, do a few things well, and so I try to draw on those all the time. My former manager, Brad Mills, is now the current manager of the Houston Astros, and you know, we talk, and you know, and I'll occasionally, and I probably shouldn't say that, you know, we use a lot of the same things, including science. Back then, you're supposed to keep secret, but you know, I draw on that probably every day, something in my professional background.
You came here with the promise of a new stadium. That promise is about to be delivered. How excited are you for Kauffman Field next year, night baseball in Bloomington?
Can you see me smiling when you mentioned just the word stadium? Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but it's going to be well worth it. In fact, when I was driving home tonight, my wife picked me up from work, and I said, I need you to see that we stopped by the campus building to look at the drawings again. I said, this is going to be unbelievable, and well-deserved for the kids, not just the baseball program. I think Bloomington community, the IU community at large, the students are going to love this place because it's going to be such a fan-friendly ballpark. You guys are going to love it, the media. We took care of you too. So it's going to be something I think all of us are going to be proud of, and not just the baseball program.
The baseball program is about 130 years old here at Indiana. If you made a starting lineup of the greatest players ever to come through the program, about 4 or 5 of them would be your guys in the last half decade. This is a young team that you've got this year. 7 freshmen have started, and they've been a remarkable bunch. It's been a little bit up and down, but you can see that this is a budding great team.
You know, and it kind of I was pulling out some rosters of other teams in the Big Ten just 2 nights ago, just kind of sitting there looking at it, and I really do forget how young we are. That's the bad part. The good part is there's some talent in that. You've seen us play, and there's some pretty spectacular young kids in there. Now, we also have some good kids in our upper class, but it certainly jumped out at me how young we were. I could not believe it, and maybe that's why I have more gray hair and losing my hair this year. I keep saying that to Fred. I said, Fred, this team, I'm going to have no head of hair at the end of the season.
Well, Coach, thanks so much.